They said my house did fit the neighborhood aesthetic. So I gave them exactly what they asked for. And a little something extra. My name, Ethan Miller, and I live on Maple Ridge Lane, a quiet street with perfect lawns and even more perfect gossip. The kind of place where people smile at you right before filing a complaint about your mailbox. The warning letter. It started with a letter, crisp, white, official looking. Notice of violation. Exterior color not in compliance with HOA standards. I stared at it in disbelief. I hadn't even finished painting yet. See, my wife Claire and I had just moved in. We picked a soft ocean blue, bright, calm, something that made the house feel alive. But apparently it was approved. The next day, I got a knock on the door. It was Janice, the HOA president, clipboard in hand, smile tighter than a jar lid. Ethan, your paint color doesn't match our community palette. It disrupts harmony. Harmony, I asked. It's paint, not a protest. She didn't laugh. Instead, she handed me a fine, $500, and said I had 2 weeks to repaint. The pushback. I went through the HOA handbook, 200 pages of rules about everything from fence height to mailbox screws. Buried deep in section 14, I found it. All exterior paint colors must match approved community tones, beige, sandstone, or light gray. Basically, the HOA wanted every house to look like a loaf of bread. I asked around, turns out, Janice had rejected 7 other homeowners for trying new colors. One guy even repainted his garage 3 times to avoid more fines. That's when I decided. If they wanted beige, I'd give them beige, but in a way they'd never forget. The plan. I called my old college friend Lewis, a mural artist. He laughed when I told him the story. You want me to paint a mural on your house, he said. No, I replied, I want you to hide one. We designed something subtle, a painting that would only appear when sunlight hit it at the right angle. A photochromic mural using UV reactive paint. By day, the house looked plain beige, boring, dull, HOA approved. But when the sunlight hit it, the pigments reacted, revealing a massive ocean wave crashing across the side of the house. A wave painted in invisible blue until the light found it. The work. We started at night to avoid suspicion. By flashlight and soft music, Lewis painted every curve, every ripple, mixing layers of invisible pigment into the beige. To anyone watching, it looked like we were just repainting the house. But we knew the truth, we were turning it into art. When the final coat dried, it looked perfectly normal. Bland, boring. Exactly what the HOA wanted. I submitted my proof of repaint to Janice the next morning. She nodded, inspected the walls, and said, "Finally, compliance. Good work, Ethan." I smiled. Just following the rules, Janice. The reveal. 3 days later, it happened. A sunny Saturday afternoon. The neighborhood was buzzing with weekend chores, lawnmowers humming, kids biking, sprinklers turning. Then, as the sun rose high, the light hit my house just right. Slowly, like magic, the beige walls started to glow. A shimmer. Then color. Then the full image, a towering ocean wave, cascading across the front wall, bright blue and alive. People stopped mid-step. Phones came out. Someone yelled, "Holy crap, is that paint?" Within an hour, half the street had gathered on my lawn taking pictures. My house was trending on the local community page by evening. The aftermath. The next morning, Janice showed up again, furious. "Ethan, what have you done? This is a violation of Section 14. "No," I said calmly. "It's the approved color, sandstone beige. Check the code on the paint bucket." She did. And she froze. It was true, the base coat was fully compliant. The reactive pigments weren't mentioned anywhere, in the rulebook. You can't have a hidden painting, she stammered. Why not? It's invisible until sunlight hits. The colors approved. The HOA manual says nothing about reactive pigments. Janice's face went red. She stormed off, muttering something about updating the bylaws. The viral moment. By Monday, a local reporter reached out. The headline read, "Homeowner outsmarts HOA with sunlight-activated art." The story blew up. Within a week, people from other neighborhoods started visiting just to see the magic house. Even the mayor commented online. Creativity wins. What a cool way to follow the rules and make beauty. The HOA tried to issue a new visual disruption policy, but it failed to pass. Too many homeowners sided with me. They were tired of the dictatorship. The wave became a symbol, freedom under sunlight. The epilogue. A few months later, the HOA had elections. Janice lost badly. The new board promised fewer restrictions, more community creativity. And on the first day of summer, the sunlight hit my house again, the wave shining bright blue across the beige walls. My wife smiled and said, "You really turned their rules against them." I laughed. No, I just added color to their world. The camera pans up, the neighborhood shimmering under sunlight, kids laughing, paint glowing faintly like a secret the walls finally shared.